Hey, Rick here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. How you doing today? Hey, in this pre-market video, Wednesday, July 19, 2023, we're going to be looking at charts with stops. So it should be a really good video. Should be very helpful for you. So if you like the video, if you like what I'm putting out, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like changes or updates, or you have questions on the video, just type them in the chat below the YouTube video in that chat area, and I will get to them, okay? Remember, thumbs up. Let's get started right now. Hey, good morning, everybody. Rick here. I keep coming back, don't I? Darn it. Hey, today's date's Wednesday, July 19, 2023. Good morning, Alan, JW, Fred, John, Tyler, Carol. Glad you guys are all here. Muthu, good morning. How are you? How are you? We're here on hump day. It's all downhill. Well, in a couple hours, I guess it'll be downhill. Hey, Angel, how you doing? All right, let's get started here. So what I'm going to do is look at some charts today, this morning here, with stops on them, okay? And, well, you'll see. Stops like this right here. There's a big red line that is a stop area. First of all, let's take a look at the SPY. Everything on the SPY kind of looks like yesterday, kind of like a repeat of yesterday, which should be really, really good for the bulls, not so good for the bears. Now, please remember, this is, what is this? It's 8:52 Eastern time right now. Market's not even open yet, so there could be a lot of things happen throughout the day. But pre-market, everything is looking pretty good. You can see the SPY here. We're putting in that, we're putting in a little bit of a candle here near the top of yesterday's candle. So far, that's looking pretty good. If we take a look at T2123 down here on the left, the 15-minute chart closed yesterday, still in trend, still bullish, still looking very good for the bulls. Over here on the bottom right, you got T2123 on the 60-minute, and you can see that it is still bullish and closed well for the bulls. By the way, for the folks that don't know what I'm looking at, let me solve that for you right here. There we go. There we go. So what I'm looking at are these green dots right through here, and when they're green, we're bullish. The candles right in here, they're above those green dots, and when that's green, that's bullish. It'll be bearish when we start breaking down. Let me back that up. We'll get choppy when we start breaking down and those dots turn red. If the 15 minutes starts to pull back a little bit, that 60 minutes going to pull back a little bit. But as long as we can hold above those green dots, the market will stay relatively bullish, but we could see a lot of chop, maybe some short-term shorting in there. So that's what I'm looking at on that. So far, bulls are still ahead until they're not, and we'll keep an eye on that. So I've got this red line up here on the SPY because I've shared with the room that I'm likely to put a put on if we close below that line. That line will be moved throughout the day if price continues to rise. I will raise that line accordingly. I'm looking for a target of about 457.70 up there. There's no real magic on the target. I just moved to a weekly chart, and I want to get near some highs, and I want multiple touches. So you can see a touch, a touch, a touch, a touch, a bunch of touches through there. So that's where I get that target at. So we'll be watching the SPY for reaching that target, and a big hooray if we do. And then we'll be watching if we start to fail, and I'll look for a short-term short back to trend. If we take a look at the Qs, pretty much ditto. Charts looking bullish. Bulls have control. Right now, below 382.20 here, I might look at a short there. IWM, another pretty much ditto. We are holding above the 500 period moving average, which I think is pretty cool. Above the T line, above the trend indicator. Below 194, 30-ish, that might give us a short-term short. And that's just a very short-term pullback short. A little bit, not a lot, until we break the bigger trend on this. All right, let's take a look at some charts. I've got snow. You can see snow that is overall it's just basing out to the right. I think we've got some good targets up above. There's the 500 period moving average, and then plenty price action targets to the left. What I want to focus on today is the stops. So right now below 188.30, I might want to be a little cautious about buying that. One thing is, and that may be a little high for me on the stops. The problem is we've got a candle here, or a series, a run that failed. I don't want to get stuck in this failed situation. So a relatively tight stop here is what I'd be looking at. QCOM looks like it's about ready to pop out and move a little bit higher. Below 121.10, I round on my cents over there. 121.10 would make me not want the chart. Now think about this. When you're putting in a stop, think about this. What would the candle look like if price came through here? So if we're opening right here, price, that's what it would look like. It just makes sense. That might be a stop, or even tighter for that matter. Different strokes for different folks. So some folks may put a tighter stop. Right now, I'd be looking at 121 and 10. Rig was a big mover yesterday, and it still looks good. We've got a very nice trend going on here. Rig's looking like a buy as long as energy stays on the positive side, and 8 1/4. If we get below this candle here, you've got a gap down here to fill. So you've got to ask yourself, it's one thing, say you buy it, you get over a 4.5% stop in there. It's another thing to come down and, we're going to come down and fill that gap, 9.3% stop. So I'll take my 4.5% stop every day of the week, because that larger stop is just an account killer. XRT, this is a great looking chart. We've pulled back pretty far. We've started the run up. You can see the trend indicator is working, showing that it is in a trend. Now we want to buy charts within that trend. And right now, if I buy in this area, anything below 65 and a nickel or so would make me not want it. MOS, Mosaic. Look at that beautiful flat trading right there. And really, look at this whole section right there. Man, I think that is just a great looking price action chart. It's around a bottom breakout. For those that didn't know that, here we've popped up. We've had multiple inside days of this bullish candle. Kind of a morning star move here. And then we have this other bullish candle yesterday that broke out, and now we're sitting at an inside day. Well, I want this attitude to continue. And if it doesn't continue and we get below 36.90, that just might put that chart back in that sideways range. I don't particularly want that. So that would be my stop there. XLC, the communication service sector, Spider. Look at that trend. Yesterday in the room, toward the end of the day, a little bit after the market, we talked about trend. And man, that's beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. Now, if you look at price, somebody might not like price in some areas. Price is about the entry, not that. Yeah, it's about the entry. The trend is about what the overall price is doing. You know, the good, bad, the ugly. That's what trend is. And trend is working out nice. Man, here we've had this little run to the upside with some gaps, a nice little flag pullback. We're holding above the T-line. The trend indicator is still green. Look at price inside day. Where would I not like it? 66.40. And you know, I got to tell you, I think I'm going to move that up just a little bit. Right in there. Right in there. I like that. So 66.70, 66.75. I wouldn't like that. So let's just pretend that it was bought pretty much early this morning. You'd be looking at a little over 1% stop. Very affordable. Good risk. Lyft has been a dynamo. Uber has been a dynamo, but I don't have it on the charts today. I've got Lyft on the charts, and look at that. Look at that flagpole, and look at that flag just waving right over here. And below about $11, I don't think I would like Lyft. Now, anything above this line is viable, in my opinion. We're good and bullish up here. So if we do pull back, which might be kind of nice, if we do, which is not looking too good right now, but if we did, we may set up for another buy opportunity closer to that stop. And by the way, there would be no harm in coming up here and saying, you know, if I bought this, maybe I want to raise my stop up. There we go. So there's maybe a second. Excuse me. Starbucks. I've sort of been spying on the Starbucks chart for a couple of days now. I've got it on the scanner. I wouldn't mind buying Starbucks. At the moment, the stop would be about, we'll just call that an even $100, somewhere around $100. If this started to move and break out, depending on where I caught it, I may adjust that stop up just a little bit. But Starbucks is one. Gold, GLD. GLD was a great buy. We had a lot of members buy this early, really early in the morning. You made some good money on it yesterday if you closed it out. If you kept it, you're still making good money on it. I think it's opening up in a terrific place. I think it's a terrific chart. However, if it starts dropping back below 182.45 there, well, I really don't want that. Remember, we're traders. Now, if you want to buy it and plug your nose and let it go, and if it wants to dip down, I get that. I totally get that. Just, you know, decide what you want. I'm looking at it. If I buy it right here, then I'm going to look at a stop here. Now, a lot of times in the room, well, in my trading, not necessarily in the room, I use the trend indicator for the stop. Well, I would have to buy it a whole lot closer to the trend indicator than this. And this is true with just about all these charts that we're looking at. SLB, see, that's too far from the trend indicator, way too far. However, that's a pretty nice chart. I could consider that for a buy. This started to move up. Yeah, I could see that. Nice little flagpole. There's a nice little flag. You know, this just might get going. Below 1605, 5605, it would turn me off and I'd have to close it out. You know, I lied to you. I said I didn't have Uber on here. I guess I do have Uber on here. Wow, I forgot about that. That's a nice chart, folks. That is an excellent looking chart right here. Trend is doing terrific. We've got a nice little bullish engulf right here that rallied up, a little rest. This is very normal. I'm glad that it pulled back. And now we broke out. It looks like we're sitting here on an inside day. Inside day could produce a buy. Of course, on a breakout could produce that buy. Anything below 445, I don't think I would like that chart. Hang with me. I only have two more. TRIP, T-R-I-P. TRIP is a rounded bottom breakout. A little bit rough going right through here, a little choppy, a little toothy. All of a sudden, the bulls really kind of made a decision right in here for the last week or so. Popped us up, profit taking. We're popping up again. We're up against the dotted deuce. Below 1735, I don't think I would like it. A little bit below the T-line. Last one I have, let's take a look at this RVLY. RVLY. Very nice bottom. We've got a nice little double bottom here. You know, we've also got a, let's do this, make this, what color, Rick? That color. If we look at this here, there's the left side of the W, here's the center of the W, and here's the right side of the W, and there's the breakout. That's a nice bullish chart. It's got a lot of things going for it. So here we pop up, we pull back, and now we're starting to move up. This just looks like great price action through here. However, below 1785-ish, basically below these lows right through here. I don't think I would like it because that just means that all this bullishness, all this activity up here was just lost. It was just lost. So I want to be careful with that. Anyway, that's the trades that I'm looking at here. Let's look at the SPY one more time. Not much change in the market in the last 16 minutes and 24 seconds. All right, everybody. Let's get our engine started. I'll see everyone at the bottom of the hour, okay? Thank you very, very much for being here. We'll see you shortly.